Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, talking about another big Comic-Con news announcement. If you saw my last video, I was talking about the Man of Steel 2 news with Batman and Superman. Well, in this one, we're talking about the big Marvel Comic-Con news. And, yeah. So, we all knew the Avengers 2 was coming, okay? We all knew Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, they were all going to lead up to Avengers 2. We all knew that. That wasn't a big surprise or anything like that. But Joss Whedon comes out, who is the writer and director of the Avengers and the Avengers 2. And he tells us the official title for the Avengers 2. It's called The Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, for those of you who aren't comic book fans or Marvel geeks, Ultron is a villain that Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man, created. You know, he created him, and Ultron ended up becoming a big bad guy, a big villain that the Avengers had to go up against, and that's how it went down. So, with the Avengers 2, aka the Avengers Age of Ultron, we're like, okay, that'd be a great way to introduce Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man, into the mix, as opposed to having a solo film first, and then bring Ultron into it. Because that's what I thought they were going to do. Because, you know, the Avengers 2 was coming out before the Ant-Man movie. The Ant-Man movie was coming out after Avengers 2. So I didn't really expect to see Ultron this soon, but, you know, I was hoping that the main villain in this movie would be Thanos from the Avengers 1 end credit scene, or a mid-credit scene. It's not the end of the credit scene, it's the middle of the credits. We saw Thanos, who is a big villain, and that the Avengers all had to go up against. But they showed him in that credit scene, and we all thought, okay, he's going to be the villain in Avengers 2, and he's going to make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, and yada yada. Well, apparently, all those who thought that, and myself included, we were wrong. We're not getting Thanos in Avengers 2. Now, granted, he is going to have a presence in Guardians of the Galaxy, so you know, it wasn't like the scene was completely pointless or anything like that. He is going to make a presence in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's not going to be the villain in Avengers 2. Ultron is. Now, here's the thing. At first, when I was thinking about it, you can't do Ultron without doing Ant-Man first. Okay, and then I thought, okay, they're going to bring Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man, into the Avengers 2, and, you know, that's when, before Ant-Man solo film. And Joss Whedon told us again that we were wrong on that also. Apparently, Ant-Man is not going to be in the Avengers 2, so, you know, I've heard a couple other people with this theory, and, you know, I honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think about this theory until, you know, I heard other people talking about it, and then I was like, and then I thought about it. I says, okay, that actually would work. It would work that way. It would make sense, but it's just not the way I wanted to see it done. Now, in theory, this is how it could go down in Avengers 2. Ultron could be unintentionally created by Tony Stark. You know, because Tony Stark could be building like a new suit, and then, you know, he ends up to be, he turns out to be evil, and, you know, we have like a messed up Jarvis inside of him, and, there's our Ultron right there. So that's one theory, that's one way they could go with it. So, yeah. Here's the thing, Thanos is a bigger villain than Ultron is, so now that I'm thinking about it, they're saving Thanos for Avengers 3. Which means that Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, has had this planned out for a long time, that they're not going to be using Thanos in Avengers 2, they're going to be using Ultron in Avengers 2, and then Thanos in Avengers 3. So, yeah, here's my thoughts on it now. I was kind of explaining a little bit to the ones who aren't comic book fans, who aren't Marvel geeks like myself. yeah, this is my thoughts on it. Like I said, after I thought about it for a couple minutes, I'm like, okay, it could work, and I'm still excited to see Avengers 2. I'm a huge Avengers fan. Big fan of Joss Whedon, the writer and director of this movie, and so yeah, I have faith in Joss Whedon. I know he's gonna make it work, and I am interested to see how they're gonna do this. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really great. I don't think it's gonna be a big box office success like Man of Steel 2 is gonna be. It is gonna be a big box office hit, but I don't think it's gonna be as big as Man of Steel 2. And people say you're either a Marvel fanboy or you're a DC fanboy. Here's the thing. I'm more of a Marvel fanboy personally. I'm not that big of a fan of DC. I do like a few characters from DC. I do like Batman. I like Nightwing, and lately I'm starting to love Superman. Because I'm not really don't want to get into the whole Superman thing in this video, but I wasn't really that big of a Superman fan before. I did like the first two Christopher Reeve movies, the first two, not 3 and 4. 3 and 4 were bad. Superman Returns is okay. I didn't find it as bad as some people did. But I did watch the Smallville show, and I know he's not really Superman in that show, until obviously the very last episode. But yeah. So I was kind of a Superman fan, but since Man of Steel has come out, I'm starting to get a new love for Superman again. So yeah, that's really good. So I do like Superman, and I like Batman. So I know Man of Steel 2 is going to be awesome, and I know Avengers 2 is going to be awesome because I have faith in Joss Whedon. I have faith in all the cast. I know the Ultron thing is going to work because Joss Whedon is going to make it work. Kevin Feige has had this planned out for a long time, so he knows how he wants this to go down. So I think that's going to work out fine. Everything's going to be great about it. It's going to be awesome. It's probably going to be better than the first Avengers movie, which is saying something for me. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Avengers: Age of Ultron. So yeah. Well, first up, so like I said, I'm pretty excited to see it, but I'm going to kind of go off topic here for a minute. Another thing that happened at Comic-Con this weekend is, Marvel was in the new Thor: The Dark World. They were releasing all these trailers at Comic-Con for Captain America: The Winter Soldier, X-Men: Days of Futures Past, and Thor: The Dark World. And now they haven't been officially released online yet, so I can't tell you exactly what they look like and how I feel about the trailers. So, but when they come up, I'll definitely be doing a my thoughts video on it. So, but here's what happened at Comic-Con. Tom Hiddleston, the guy who plays Loki in Thor and the Avengers, comes out in Comic-Con in Hall H, which was the room that they were in for the Thor: The Dark World trailer, and he comes in as Loki. He comes in the full Loki costume, in character as Loki. He's not just Tom Hiddleston in his Loki costume. He is Loki. He comes out as Loki, and he says some of the greatest lines I've ever heard Loki say. He says, "You should have let me rule when you had the chance. Where are your Avengers now?" When he said, "Where are your Avengers now?" I'm like, yes, I was all into it. I felt like, I'd be going nuts if I was actually there. I didn't make it there this year, unfortunately. This would have been a great year to go. And then he's like, "Stand back, you mewling Quim." I'm like, yes, he said one of my favorite lines from the Avengers. He calls Scarlett Johansson a mewling Quim. And so yeah, I'm glad he said it as a Comic-Con. There's one point where he said something. I don't remember exactly what he said, and this guy in the audience says, "My wife loves you," and then you could tell he's all smiling, trying not to laugh because he's trying to stay in character. I thought that was fantastic because he still remains in character. He doesn't break character. He almost does right there, but he doesn't. And so I'm like, wow, this guy really has has it going on, because obviously he's got it going on in the movies, but you figured, okay, they might have to do a couple takes for him to get it actually right and narrowed down and everything before it's awesome. But when he was there, you could tell that he doesn't need a bunch of takes to fucking do all his lines and scenes and all that. He gets them down like right away, you could tell. So yeah, I'm really excited for Avengers Age of Ultron. I wasn't sure how to feel about it when I first heard about it, but now I'm starting to think, okay, there are ways it could work. So if you guys are Marvel fans or comic book fans, what do you guys think of Avengers Age of Ultron? Comment and let me know. Or, yeah, and also, if you guys are movie fans and you guys if you love movies and you love hearing other people's thoughts on different movies, subscribe to my channel, because in my channel, I do movie reviews, I do hoarding up, whenever I buy new movies, so yeah, I do all the kind of movie related stuff, so yeah, if you guys are movie fans, definitely subscribe. Thumbs up this video, like it, share it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about Avengers Age of Ultron. I'll see you guys in the next video.